You know that feeling when you look at this Rams roster and think, how can this team possibly get even better? That's exactly where we're at right now. The front office has already made huge moves this offseason, and the expectations around this team have never been higher. Every decision from this point forward feels like it's being made with one goal in mind, bringing another Lombardi trophy back to Los Angeles. But here's the thing, there might still be one missing piece. Not a superstar who has to carry the offense, but someone who could quietly become one of the smartest additions of the entire offseason. And what's really interesting is that one respected NFL analyst believes the Rams are the absolute best destination for a former All-Pro playmaker who's still available in free agency. We'll break down why this move actually makes a lot more sense than people realize, how Sean McVay could unlock his best football again, and why this could solve one of the few remaining question marks on this stacked roster. Before we dive in, if you're a real Rams fan, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Rams House Daily. I'm Jake, and this channel is still brand new. Our first goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and if you truly believe this team has what it takes to win the Super Bowl this season, come be part of the community from the very beginning. The conversation around the Rams just keeps getting more interesting, because according to The Athletic's Daniel Popper, Los Angeles isn't simply one of the possible destinations for free agent wide receiver Debo Samuel. It's actually the best landing spot for him. And honestly, when you stop and think about it, it's hard not to see where Popper is coming from. The Rams have already transformed themselves into one of the NFL's biggest Super Bowl contenders after making blockbuster trades for Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie this offseason. Those moves sent a clear message to the rest of the league. This organization isn't planning for 2 or 3 years down the road. They're trying to win right now. That's exactly why every remaining roster spot matters. One area that still raises some questions is the wide receiver room behind Puka Nacua and Davante Adams. The Rams chose not to draft a wide receiver during the 2026 NFL Draft, which means the battle for the third receiver spot is still far from settled. While Nacua and Adams form one of the most dangerous duos in football, there's a noticeable drop in experience and proven production after those two. That's where Debo Samuel enters the conversation. Daniel Popper believes Sean McVay is exactly the kind of coach who could get the most out of Samuel at this stage of his career. His argument isn't that Samuel would come in and become the focal point of the offense. Quite the opposite. McVay wouldn't need him to be a receiver, catching 10 passes every Sunday. Instead, he could use Samuel the way he's always been at his most dangerous, moving him all over the formation, creating mismatches, getting the ball into his hands on screens, jet sweeps, short passes, and designed runs, then letting him create explosive plays after the catch. That's always been Debo's greatest strength. Of course, everyone knows he isn't the exact same player who exploded onto the scene with the San Francisco 49ers. Back during his incredible All-Pro 2021 season, Samuel put together one of the most unique years we've ever seen from a wide receiver. He caught 77 passes for 1,405 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns, but that's only half the story. He also carried the football 59 times, rushing for 365 yards and adding 8 rushing touchdowns. Very few receivers in NFL history have been able to impact a game in that many different ways. Since then, injuries and wear have kept him from consistently reaching that same level, including his time with the Washington Commanders. But there's still plenty of belief around the league that he can be a valuable offensive weapon if he's placed in the right system. And if there's one coach known for maximizing offensive talent, it's Sean McVay. The beauty of this potential fit is that Samuel wouldn't have to carry the pressure of being a number 1 receiver. He'd likely slide into the WR3 role behind Puka, Nacua, and Davante Adams. That means he'd still get meaningful touches every week without defenses focusing their entire game plan on stopping him. In many ways, that could actually bring out the best version of Debo again. But there may be an even bigger reason why this move makes sense: depth. As talented as this Rams offense looks on paper, injuries are part of every NFL season. Davante Adams is still playing at an elite level, but he's also entering the later stages of his career. Puka Nacua has already shown how dominant he can be, but he's also dealt with injuries during his young NFL career. If either one were forced to miss time, the Rams suddenly become much thinner at wide receiver. Right now, the primary backup options are Jordan Whittington, Xavier Smith, and Kanata Mumfield. There is certainly potential in that group, but asking any of them to immediately replace the production of Nakua or Adams in the middle of a playoff push would be a massive challenge. That's why adding someone with Debo Samuel's experience and versatility could be such an important insurance policy. He wouldn't just improve the WR3 position, he'd provide proven depth, playoff experience, versatility, and another player capable of changing a game with the ball in his hands. Even if McVay continues to use more to tight end formations, as many expect this season, the Rams still need another reliable receiver they can trust when the biggest moments arrive. Samuel checks a lot of those boxes. And don't forget what this opportunity would mean from Debo's perspective. He'd have the chance to join one of the league's strongest Super Bowl contenders, play in one of the NFL's most creative offenses, work with one of football's best offensive minds in Sean McVay, and potentially rebuild his value while competing for another championship. For both sides, it's a move that makes a surprising amount of sense. Now, whether the Rams actually make that call remains to be seen. But if the front office truly believes this season is all about winning a Super Bowl, it's hard to argue against adding another proven playmaker to an offense that's already loaded with talent, because sometimes the difference between falling just short and lifting the Lombardi Trophy isn't your biggest star. It's the impact of the player who becomes your perfect third option when the season is on the line, and that's exactly why this story is worth watching over the coming weeks. If you enjoyed this update, make sure to leave a like and let me know down in the comments. Would you sign Debo Samuel, or would you rather see the Rams target someone else to fill that WR3 role? I really want to hear what you think. And if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to Rams House Daily. We're still a brand new channel, and our first goal is 100 subscribers. If you believe this Rams team has what it takes to bring another Super Bowl to Los Angeles, join the community and let's enjoy this journey together. Horns up.